All right. Welcome to Conspiracy Corner Podcast, everyone. This is Abe, your host. It is September 25th, 2025. Looks like either I missed the rapture, my wife missed the rapture, my cats missed the rapture. Everyone in my life, I guess, missed the rapture, including my Christian friends. If you don't know what I'm talking about, go check out the episode I did yesterday. The last episode. Apparently today and the day before were both supposed to be the rapture, and I missed it. I got left behind. Just some crazy, silly conspiracy stuff going around. So, just got off work about an hour ago. Got home, played some Harry Potter. Oh, I got Goblet of Fire in the mail today. So I do have another podcast. It's called Blue Pill Podcast, where it's basically anything that's non-conspiracy. Here lately, it's honestly kind of turned into basically a video game podcast, really. But just a heads up, I am currently playing Order of the Phoenix. I will review it when I beat it. And Goblet of Fire is next. I've been playing through all the Harry Potter Game Boy games. And if you want to go check out the 3 reviews that I've done so far, if you're watching on YouTube, there's a Harry Potter game review playlist. Go check it out. So I figured I'd give you guys a update on that. Also, I have an Inside Baseball episode coming out. Not soon, but whenever I get something in the mail. Well, here's a little Inside Baseball. If you want to start a podcast, I encourage everyone to do it. If you think that you're going to make money off of it, you're not. Unless you are already someone famous, you're not going to make money off of a podcast. Or you might get lucky and it might just blow up. Then maybe, But definitely not a conspiracy podcast, no. I spent about $60, $70 today on some stuff for the podcast. I'm not going to show it today. I'm going to wait till it comes in the mail. So there will be an Inside Baseball episode sometime soon. Well, not soon, but maybe about a month from now, a couple of weeks from now. You'll see. All right. As far as updates, I think that's about it. We have not covered Charlie Kirk in a little bit. Not that I remember. I don't think we've covered him a little bit because here's my thing. This is Conspiracy Corner Podcast. I try to cover all conspiracy. Anything going on currently conspiracy is my main objective. My other main objective is to cover classic old conspiracies that I haven't covered yet before. But with all the Charlie Kirk stuff going on, I had been covering it quite a bit lately because it's current and it's kind of hard not to, with everything that's going on. So, as weird as it sounds, I kind of try to, even with the Charlie Kirk, cover the more fun ones. So there was a book that predicted the assassination of Charlie Kirk, and it came out the day before the assassination of Charlie Kirk. I covered that in one episode. I'm going to link it below if you're listening on Spotify. If you're watching on YouTube, go to the Charlie Kirk assassination playlist. It's in there. So now, someone noticed that a movie predicted Charlie Kirk's death. And this was in 1998. Nicolas Cage. Which is so fucking weird. I don't really believe in coincidences. I believe in synchronicities. I really, honestly, at this point in life, I really don't believe in coincidences for the most part. I believe we're in some form of realm. Maybe a simulation. Maybe. We just covered a new movie that's coming out called The Carpenter with Nicolas Cage in it. Literally like 2 or 3 episodes ago, maybe 4, 5 episodes ago, like earlier this week, earlier this week or last week. So I found that to be weird. Go check that episode out. I'll put it in the link below. Nicolas Cage played in a movie called Snake Eyes. And if you're a long-time listener, you know that my dad was basically a cinephile. And we had this amazing fucking room. Literally the entire room. He actually got shelves from like, I don't know where he got these shelves, but they were styled as like old shelves that you would find in an old movie store, like a Blockbuster, like back in the day. And he had hundreds, if not like 1,000, maybe 2,000, 3,000 movies. I'm talking DVDs, I'm talking VHS, Blu-ray. He might have even had like Laserdisc and shit. It was literally an entire room dedicated to my dad's movie collection. That was like one of the few things that he collected was movies. And I'm talking everything. Like he collected movies he liked, mainstream movies, but he would go to a flea market and he would literally pick up like movies for $0.25, movies for 50 cents. And I'm talking like the most B movies ever. Like Anacondas versus Martians. Most movies that people would be like, I ain't watching that. He'd pick it up and watch it, you know. I remember he literally had a stack of movies that was like probably knee high standing up. And he would just go through and just watch all of them. He watched everything. It was fucking awesome. And I always remember seeing this movie cover. I've never seen the movie, but it's Nicolas Cage. It's called Snake Eyes. And I just remember being a little boy going, ooh, Snake Eyes, that looks cool, you know? And he's like, nah, you can't watch that, because I think it's like rated R probably. But now I want to watch it, because I have a little mini series going on called Conspiracy Cinema. But let's get into it. This is weird. And I don't think back in the day, like when I would see these type of things when I was younger, when I first started really going down the rabbit hole, I was very woo-woo. And I was like, well, maybe these people are psychic and they're just predicting the future. Now that I know about lesser magic and revelation of the method, I'm like, no, I think the elites watch these films and like basically copy them, or they're telling us what they do before they do it. So let's get into it. So I found a couple articles and we're gonna go through each one. Hindustan Times, and I've actually used the Hindustan Times like actually quite a bit, because they put out decent conspiracy stuff. They're like an Indian newspaper. Charlie Kirk shooting row. Why Nicolas Cage's Snake Eyes movie is suddenly trending. And this is written by someone, I'm not even going to try to pronounce their name because they're Indian. Charlie Kirk, Turning Point USA founder, was fatally shot when attending an event at UVU on September 10th. Several eerie similarities between Charlie Kirk's assassination and the 1998 movie Snake Eyes have been pointed to by eagle-eyed social media users. Kirk, the Turning Point USA founder, was fatally shot when attending an event in UVA September 10th. Oh, by the way, what was I going to say? I don't remember. I'll tell you in a second when it comes back. The 1998 movie Snake Eyes was directed by Brian De Palma, which we need to look into that guy. If he's like in the club. Some people, black-pilled people, would say everyone in Hollywood's in the club, you know. Maybe. I don't know. I don't think so. There's a few stars that I think are decent. And stars Nicolas Cage as Rick Santoro, a corrupt cop who uncovers a conspiracy theory when the Secretary of Defense is killed during a boxing match. So automatically, the movie's a conspiracy movie. So I'm definitely going to have to watch it and review it for the channel. Users on X have spoken about the similarities between the movie and Kirk's assassination in several posts, with some calling it a quote-unquote coincidence. What did I just say? I don't believe in anything called... there's no such thing as coincidence, man. Not anymore. And others saying it is predictive programming. Despite the real similarities, these claims remain unverified. In the film, there is a political killing at a boxing match, and the Secretary of Defense, whose name is Charles Kirkland, is the victim. Listen to this shit. It gets even crazier. The first similarity users found was thus in the name itself. Oh, by the way, this is probably a stretch. I would say this is actually a stretch, but someone did mention, it's God Rules. This is the one where I got the scoop from. So shout outs to God Rules. I know I've talked shit about him in the past, but I've also talked good about him in the past. You know, it is what it is. He's honestly a good dude. I just disagree with him on some stuff. So, Trump apparently attended like a UFC match the very next day. People are saying that, that's not a coincidence. I don't know. To me, that's a little bit of a stretch, but... So the Secretary of Defense is killed during a boxing match. His name is Charles Kirkland. Charlie Kirkland. Users on X have spoken about the similarities between the movie and Kirk's assassination in several posts. Let's see. In the film, I scrolled up too far. The first similarity users found was thus in the name itself, given that Charlie Kirk's full name was Charles James Kirk, which I'm guessing that his dad or his mom or both of them were Trekkies, because James Kirk was Captain Kirk's name. They had to have been fucking Trekkies. And their last name was Kirk, which, by the way, shout outs to Jordan Maxwell, rest in peace. Kirk actually means church. So it's very interesting that there's a huge uprising in Christianity, right-wing conservatism. After his death, he's almost a martyr. His last name literally translates to church. I've said this a bunch, man. Like, your last name was basically your job title back in the day. So I guarantee you his family worked with churches. Like my wife, my current wife, her maiden name is Stone. And I'm like, I guarantee your family were stonemasons. Like, you worked with stone, and here in Kentucky, there's a lot of shoemakers. They come from a family of shoemakers. So I guarantee you his family was like clergy or monks or something. In the film, Kirkland gets shot in the neck. Where did Charlie Kirk get shot? In the fucking neck. And the videos of Charlie Kirk's assassination also appeared to show the bullet hit the side of his neck. Users also pointed to the fact that the fighter who takes the fall in Snake Eyes when Kirkland is shot is named Lincoln Tyler. What was the shooter's name in real life? Tyler Robinson. And by the way, Lincoln right there. So there's a whole conspiracy. We're going to have to get into it one day and do a whole episode on it. Of the quote-unquote coincidences. I don't believe in coincidences. The similarities between Kennedy and Lincoln and their assassinations. I actually have. I don't have it on me because it's in storage. I have it's not a poster, but it's framed. It's got coins of Lincoln and coins of Kennedy. And it literally shows every single similarity between the two assassinations. And this is an assassination with Kirk. So how weird is it that the guy's name is Lincoln Tyler, and the guy who got arrested, who's the supposed assassin, alleged assassin, is Tyler Robinson. Meanwhile, in Charlie Kirk's case, a 22-year-old Utah native by the name of Tyler Robinson has been arrested. The Tyler bit of the name has ex-users believing in another link. Further, there were also claims that the fight in Snake Eyes takes place on September 10th. So this part right here is a little weird. God Rules, he covered it earlier. This is where I got the scoop. I was listening to it at work while I was cleaning and stuff. And he said that from the description, because he kind of dug down this rabbit hole too, from the description that he found, the movie is kind of vague, but it says that it takes place during the end of summer and the beginning of fall, which would literally be right around this time. So September, because I think the fall equinox or whatever, the pagan holiday that just happened for the celebration of fall, it just happened like literally, I think 3 days ago. Listen to me, I'm a witch and an occultist and I can't even remember. which is the same date of Kirk's assassination. But no official source has confirmed this. That's not all. The movie also has ties to Donald Trump, who Kirk strongly supported. Part of the movie was shot at Trump Taj Mahal Hotel and Casino in Atlantic City. That's fucking weird. Okay, I didn't know about that one. God Rules didn't talk about that one. Okay. The character Gilbert Powell is also based on Trump. So apparently there's a character in the film of Snake Eyes who is based on Donald Trump. This reminds me honestly of that older conspiracy of Back to the Future. Back to the Future's occult as hell. I need to cover that in my conspiracy cinema series. By the way, if you want to check anything out that I've done with the conspiracy cinema stuff, it's in a playlist on YouTube under movie reviews. Go check it out. So, with the Back to the Future one, apparently, like, Biff Cannon is based off of Donald Trump. He becomes, like, president, and, like, America becomes dystopian, and it's weird. It's interesting. There's also a lot of 9/11 conspiracies within the Back to the Future series. So it's filled with stuff, dude. I need to cover that series in general for the channel. So partial filming in Taj Mahal Hotel and Casino in Atlantic City. And the character Gilbert Powell is based off Trump. Users react to Snake Eyes, Charlie Kirk similarities. The similarities are hard to ignore and have elicited several reactions online. Predictive programming. These are quotes now. Predictive programming. How a 1998 Nicolas Cage movie scripted the death of Charlie Kirk, remarked one person. Another one said, the coincidence is this movie are to many like the Charlie Kirk murder. This cannot be coincidence. I agree. Yet another person commented, there are no coincidences. Charlie Kirk was an inside job. I agree. There is no link between the film and Charlie Kirk's assassination. Of course, they have to say that. Meanwhile, Erica Kirk, Charlie's husband... This is an Indian newspaper, so Charlie's husband is what they said. There's a conspiracy there. What are those, like... That's really big in the conspiracy community, is like those content creators who think that every woman in Hollywood or high up there on the pyramid is like a man and every man is actually a woman. I don't get into that shit. I think it's ridiculous and a waste of time, but Charlie's husband and the current CEO of Turning Point USA spoke at her late husband's memorial event and said that she forgave Tyler Robinson for the alleged shooting of Kirk. By the way, dude, I watched another video tonight while I was on smoke break. And I'm a fan, and I subscribe to him, Jesse Lee Peterson. Dude, I'm so tired of our community literally saying, she's acting weird, you know? She's not acting right. Everyone mourns differently, and I've said this before, but I keep seeing people in our community talking shit about Erica Kirk, man. I personally believe it actually happened. Trust me, there's a lot of conspiracy and weird shit surrounding the Charlie Kirk assassination, but I truly do believe he died. I seen the footage, multiple angles. That motherfucker dead. And everyone mourns differently. I told my wife that if she ever died before me, I would laugh at her funeral. And people go, damn, that's dark. And I go, well, for one, I have a dark sense of humor, but I would laugh because I have treated my body like dog shit since I was like 15, 16 years old. From cigarettes to name a drug, I've probably done it. The only ones I never touched was like the really nasty ones, like heroin, crack, meth. I never fucked with that shit. Fentanyl, bath salts. Nope. The really gross ones I stayed away from. But name any other type of drug, I've probably fucking done it. Yeah, I was a druggie. I was an alcoholic for years. Yeah, I've treated my body like an amusement park. So I said if she ever died before me, I would laugh at the funeral. And it wouldn't be like a ha-ha. It would be literally like a laugh of like, seriously, God? Just a broken, sad laugh of like, this is ridiculous. I treated myself like dog shit. You know, driven 100 miles an hour, you know, on curvy-ass roads, no seatbelt because I didn't give a fuck if I died or lived. Ate like a Ninja Turtle all these years. I still eat like a fucking teenager. Yeah, so it would be, to me, slightly dark, amusing, you know? Everyone mourns fucking different. And I don't know, I love the conspiracy community. Honestly, you know what I love? I love conspiracy theories. I will never stop being a conspiracy theorist, man. And I want to say that I love our community, but dude, it has just gotten so fucking toxic. I remember like the old days of conspiracy theories when it was just like a group of guys sitting around smoking a joint, having a couple beers, watching the Zapruder film at 3 a.m., like talking to each other, having fun, you know, with a box of pizza and I don't know, you know, you got Led Zeppelin playing in the background, like everyone's just talking conspiracy, just having fun. And those days are gone. Everyone is so toxic. And it's not a left-wing thing. It's like the right wing is just as toxic as the left wing, man. Everyone's so sensitive. Everyone's so gross. I don't know. But I love conspiracy. I will never stop loving conspiracy. But, man, our community has got to get their shit together, you know. I hope I bring some form of positivity. But, let's look at another thing. So, Nicolas Cage hand sign in Snake Eye. Even Charlie Kirk and Donald Trump do it. Fans are stunned by eerie links between Nicolas Cage's Snake Eyes and Charlie Kirk's assassination. Coincidence or prediction? In 1998, political thriller has suddenly become the unlikely focus of online sleuths after fans drew startling parallels between Brian De Palma's Snake Eyes and their recent assassination of conservative activist Charlie Kirk. On September 10th, the founder of Turning Point USA was fatally shot during an event at Utah Valley University. As tributes and shock poured in, so did a bizarre wave of theories linked to the killing to Snake Eyes, the film, starring Nicolas Cage as Rick Santoro. Social media, especially X, lit up with posts comparing the two events. First, there's the name, the fictional Secretary of Defense, Charlie Kirkland, eerily close to Charlie Kirk. Let's skip along, because I want to get into the hand signals. Additionally, Charlie Kirk was seen in multiple photos adopting a strikingly similar hand position. And they say, by the way, it's this. It's like an Illuminati hand signal. Maybe. I don't know. I'll have to look up Masonic hand symbols, because I'm sure it would be Masonic, you know. And the Illuminati, the Bavarian Illuminati created by Adam Weishaupt, they did infiltrate the Freemasons, so. But my thing is, I do that hand signal all the time. At work, while I'm being a cashier, or if I'm talking to someone, I'll do it. It's not me throwing out signs. It's literally kind of a comfortable way to stand. And by the way, if any of these dumb motherfuckers who say it's Illuminati actually studied psychology, they would realize that hand signal actually means something. And it's not a bad thing. It's actually usually like confidence, because usually males do it, but females can too. It's literally a confidence thing. Just saying, but most conspiracy theorists, psychology, what? That sounds gay, you know. So he was doing the hand signals with palms facing outward and fingertips touching in a downward facing triangle. Even Donald Trump has been seen using the exact same pose while seated during campaign appearances, press briefings, and interviews. So here's an X post, and I'll show it. Yeah, look at that. Well, shit, hang on. Let me exit this fucking ad. There you go. Look at that. Look at that. Oh, Charlie doing the Illuminati. The 1998 movie, there are no coincidences, this person says. The 1998 movie Snake Eyes, with actors Nicolas Cage, the politician Charles Kirkland, is shot in the neck. That is fucking batshit. I do believe that one. In the movie, the shooting happens on September 10th. We haven't proven that. It literally says that the movie was based at the end of summer and the beginning of fall. Sometime in September. I think to me, that's good enough as a conspiracy theorist of like, okay, that's weird. It never says it actually happens on September 10th. So unless you watch this film and see maybe a newspaper in the background or something like that, keep your eye out for something like that, or a calendar on a wall, something like that, then I'll believe it's actually September 10th. Charlie Kirk was shot in the neck in real life on September 10th. So, interesting. Users also pointed out that the character who takes the fall in the movie, and Tyler Robinson, the 22-year-old. So I think we kind of covered it all. But what I was saying, though, and I'm going to backtrack a little bit because I remember what I was saying. I was watching Jesse Lee Peterson, dude. I love him to death. I am a fan. But he was like, yeah, Erica, she don't seem right. Seems like she's acting, you know. Which Erica Kirk apparently, and maybe we'll do a deep dive on it. And it's not going to be in the way that most of you guys listening want it to be. Not my actual supporters and subscribers. I'm talking about the evil conspiracy theorists out there who are assholes. But yeah, I guess she was an actor at one point, and she did modeling, I think. pageantry, something along those lines. She had connections with Donald Trump in the past. I don't know. I try to not assume the worst of people. Because, like, hell, I've done modeling in the past. Told you guys about that shit. I actually have somewhere, maybe, unless Dina fucking took them, old modeling pictures and shit. You can find me on a website where I did some modeling. Hell, I had someone 2 or 3 years ago who was a photographer try to get me to do modeling for her. It fell through because we ended up moving, but yeah. And I just interviewed an actor the other day, and I told him, like, I would love to get into this shit. I want to get into acting. So does that mean now I'm Illuminati? Like, where do we draw the fucking line, people, of, like, when I want to get out of this fucking trailer and do something with my life, just because maybe I did modeling, or, oh, by the way, I used to be a journalist too, so there we go. That's another point against Abe. Where do we draw the line of, like, what are we allowed to do again? You just want me to work at fucking Clark's for the rest of my life, making $12 an hour? Like, no. Sorry. And if you think I'm Illuminati, cool. Fuck you. But I don't know. Just leave Erica Kirk alone, dude. I don't get it. Let's fuck with a widow. That's literally the definition of punching down. And I love Jesse Lee Peterson, but I'm like, homie. Even people in the comments were like, bro, you're opening up a can of worms, because he's like, I don't believe her. She seems fake, you know? Like, everyone mourns differently. I just told you, I would laugh at my wife's funeral if she died before me. I love you all. Please like, share, and subscribe. If you would like to donate some money, because I put $70 in today, and you'll see, it was worth it. You can. I have a Buy Me a Coffee in the link below. Please like, share, and subscribe, and you all have a good day.